spirit that is Convoy, a free spirit for the road. But now we pause for caution for a wide and heavy load. Recognisable by vehicle and common by your fuel. The Convoy's engines set to idle. These engines never cool. Convoy has an honour roll. Champions etched in gold. Volunteers, supporters and those forever in our fold. This is the year we stand our ground. 2020, we'll stay strong. You are the keepers of Convoy's hearts. And you have been all along.
Hello everyone and welcome to Convoy at Home. I'm Marty Haynes and joining us here is Lyndall Rogers. We've got our Cabanossi, we've got our cheese, Jats and everyone at home watching through the Win Network this afternoon. We hope you are going to enjoy the next couple of hours, Lyndall, and it's just a great day. It's been a great year, even though COVID-19 has taken us to look at things differently. We're going to take a look at what has happened over the last 15 years today. We're going to hear from some of the families, those great volunteers, the contributors like the Yates family who on Friday donated $50,000. Yep. Also, Alan and his team from Ross Transport who donated another 58 grand. And the list goes on. Also, thanks to our platinum sponsors for making today possible. To the Gordon family and everyone at the Win Network, hats off to you for letting us do Convoy. It's just fantastic. Also, Craig and the team from MJ Rolls and Dave from Blue Scope. We're also going to kick things off today. We're already raised $500,000.
Which is unbelievable. I don't think any of us thought that we'd be here starting at $500,000. We're already taking text messages and so many people saying they've got big donations to come through with today. But also this afternoon, Mel Russell is at Wollongong Hospital Children's Ward with Dr. Susie Piper. They're going to give us a tour of the ward and show us where some of the Convoy money has actually gone. Cramy's at Dandaloo Hotel and he's also heading to little Leo's house who's having his street party in Oak Flats. We'll check in with our roving reporter Marjay Saba and Win News anchor Bruce Roberts is also going to catch up with Derek McMahon from the People's Truck. And your beautiful daughter Taylor, she's up at Robertson Hotel, who donated the town of Robertson $70,000 this week. Yeah, special times ahead and you can still donate today and here's how you do it.
To donate to Convoy 2020, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au and click on the big donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
So coming up over the next 2 hours, a few surprise donations, as Lyndall said. We'll meet some of the kids and their families we support through the Illawarra Community Foundation. We'll celebrate some of the Convoy champions and we'll check out the house that Convoy built. But first, we're going to take a look at the incredible success of Convoy over the last 16 years.
Convoy rocks! Here we go, Convoy! 16 years of Convoy, $16 million raised. Every year on the third Sunday in November, the sensation that is Convoy fills the Illawarra region with the sounds of truck horns, the roar of motorbikes, and adoring onlookers in an unrivalled spectacle of community spirit like no other.
We live in the best town in Australia.
It's bigger than Benner. I think it's galvanised this community. I don't think anybody expected this.
Locals uniting in support of children and their families facing life-threatening medical conditions.
Our community, when it comes to empathy and love for disadvantaged people, I think we are the cream of the crop.
We're proud to be able to help all those that are far less fortunate than us in the community.
It's been referred to as a second Christmas for many. It could almost be the Illawarra's own version of Thanksgiving. A day when we stop thinking of ourselves and take time to consider others less fortunate and give back to the community that has been so good to us.
Well, there is a personal satisfaction of giving. It doesn't cost nothing.
It is just an amazing place to live. You know, it is full of amazing people.
And there's so much more to this amazing day than just the convoy itself. Every year, the convoy culminates in a free family fun day that gives local families a chance to enjoy some of Australia's best bands and entertainers.
It's nice to do a gig and do what I love to do and I guess donate my time and be here and hang out in the South Coast.
We've had performers from the likes of Delta Goodrum, the Veronicas, Diesel, Taylor Henderson. There's been so many great performers that we've had on the day.
Such a marvellous cause, it's sort of, for the Illawarra, and it's just fantastic.
I felt very supported, but it was just an amazing feeling. My cheeks were sore from smiling, but yeah, it was just unbelievable.
And let's not forget some of the world's best motocross riders flying high for the FMX Jam free of charge.
We thought there was something missing from the Beamley Fun Day, so we decided to run the FMX Jam, and it just took off from there.
This has been high on my radar for a long time. I haven't actually ridden at the Convoy, but I've been here in years past, and it's finally good to be here and be a part of it, and to be back in my home soil where I grew up is very special.
This year, COVID-19 restrictions meant that, well, there was no physical convoy. But in true convoy spirit, no one is giving up on the local kids and families in the Illawarra that need our support. We can still celebrate the spirit that drives this amazing event. Today, we're doing Convoy at Home.
And what a journey it's been. Good to see my little Savannah there at the end. She's enjoying Convoy at Home today. It's hard to believe, though, that we first set out to raise only $20,000 back in 2005, Marty. Did you ever think we'd get this far?
No, I don't think we did, Lyndall. When we wanted to raise 20,000, and we came up with 110 trucks that registered just on 100 motorbikes. And then we thought, what's going to happen? And by the time we did lead trucks on the Friday, which was an idea of Matthew Murrell and Mick Murrell from Murrell's Freight Lines, we raised just over 20 grand, and I thought, wow, we've got something special here. And we raised, I think, 47 or 48,000 in the first year. So
unbelievable.
That richness of the generosity across our region and further down the coast has just seen what we've done over the 16 years to raise $16.1 million. We're very lucky and we're very blessed that so many people have got on board.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be showing across today, exactly what we do with the money.
Yeah.
And as we said, we're already at $500,000.
Unbelievable. Now, obviously, the fundraising has continued throughout 2020 with the $500,000 coming in, despite difficult times for everyone this year, which highlights the incredible generosity of the people in the Illawarra. We're going to catch up with a lot of those people throughout the afternoon as well.
Yeah, 16 years ago, we met two young ladies who are still a big part of our Convoy family. Ashley Larkin, who's been working tirelessly behind the scenes here, and also Keely Plain, we just love Keels, have dealt their hardships where many of us could never imagine.
Yeah, over the last 16 years, we've watched both of them blossom into gorgeous, humble and grateful young ladies. Their stories and their friendship is nothing short of inspiring.
Yeah, let's take a look at Ash and Keels.
I think we met through Camp Quality originally, when we were...
I think
4, 5?
Yeah, about 4 or 5. Ever since we've been like best friends.
Definitely. Completely different, like illness-wise, but just great friends.
When I was 2 years old, I was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma, and I had surgery, chemo and radiotherapy. And I finished my treatment when I was turning 4. And then from that, it's sort of been a lot of after effects of like chemo and radiotherapy. And like I always say, like I'm so grateful to be here, so I wouldn't change any of it, because they're treating you for that moment. They're not treating you as what's going to happen in the future. And I just always feel like I'm so lucky for where I am.
I was diagnosed at 1 year old with basically an inoperable brain tumour. From the get-go, I had 2 years of chemotherapy, which took a little bit longer than 2 years. Over the years, I've had multiple radiotherapy, chemotherapy, surgeries, yeah, you name it, I've pretty much had for my brain tumour. Then over the years, it slowly started to lose my vision due to it. It crushed my optic nerve. I haven't got much sight at all left anymore. But doesn't let me get me down, like I keep going. Yes, we've got cancer, but from our cancer, we've got other problems that arise.
We both had hip replacements now.
Hip replacements, like we've both had a hip replacement. You learn to embrace it and find the better of it, I guess you could say, like out of the bad. If I need someone to talk to about it, like I go to Ash because I know she'll understand what I'm talking about, get the whole situation, because in a sense, she has been through it. They always say you have one true friend. I guess you could say Ashley's mine.
We just have the best time together. She's someone that I definitely look up to all the time because she's just like incredible.
Convoy has been massive to me and my family, my friends, including Ashley. Met so many great people over the years. Beautiful, generous, kind, giving people.
Whether it's just people like waving or like holding up signs of support. It's just like a feeling that I'm pretty sure everyone basically has a tear.
Yeah. If I could go around and knock on everybody's door and say thank you, I would. It's just been amazing. Like, people don't understand how much a smile and a wave can have to people. It warms your heart so much.
You can't put it into words, like the feeling that you get. It's just incredible, the support, and you're very like proud.
The only word to describe it is unbelievable.
To donate, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au. Click the donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Hi everybody. This year is actually my 27th year in radio, and looking back over that time, the thing that I am most proud of by far is Convoy. It's not even just the event that I'm proud of, it's not the mind-blowing amount of money that's been raised over a long period of time. I'm so proud of, for a small period of time, only 6 years, being part of the most incredible community. I've just never experienced another part of the world so ready to dig deep into their own pockets and beyond their own pockets to help those less fortunate. And for a large portion of that population, life can be just as much of a struggle at times. It was always and remains just so incredibly inspiring. So I just wanted to say thank you for the last 16 years, and I really, really hope that everybody's enjoying Convoy at home.
Hi, Convoy, Hugh here. Convoy's pretty much been my best years in the world. I just wanted to say thank you for supporting. Thank you. Bye.
Good on you, Hugh. Hope you are enjoying Convoy at home. Don't forget to get those photographs in and hashtag Convoy at home.
Yeah, we want to see all your images throughout the day, but we've got plenty more coming up this afternoon. And for those of you who don't know, in 2016, we actually changed direction and formed the Illawarra Community Foundation to help families that most need it here in the Illawarra.
Yeah, we support kids and their families, whatever age they are in need across the Illawarra and also further down the South Coast. We look after the Leukemia Foundation with transportation of many those that are suffering from cancer to get them to and from hospital. We bought a car and we fully fund that, of course, down to the Shell Harbour Hospital, also the palliative care unit there over at Port Kembla Hospital with the wigs unit. They needed new wigs. So, you know, we went in and bought a whole stack of wigs, and of course, looking after the Wollongong Hospital Children's Ward. Here's a little bit of what we do.
In 2016, the i98fM Illawarra Convoy broadened its focus with a new name and a greater charitable reach. The Illawarra Community Foundation was born to reflect Convoy's commitment to local groups and families in need in the Illawarra and South Coast.
The Illawarra Community Foundation, with funds raised by Convoy, has been able to help hundreds of families, and these are people, children with life-threatening, life-changing conditions. So, yeah, it's been good to be able to provide support to these people and to the families, and especially the kids across the Illawarra and South Coast.
The amount of families that not just have sick children but sick mum or dad that are either fighting, you know, in their own battles, and you know, in turn that does still affect the kids, and that's why we're still always about, you know, just doing it for the kids, because even if mum or dad's sick, they're still affected at the end of the day, no matter what.
for years, we've always got behind Convoy, years before Eli was born. We've lined the streets and watched the trucks and the bikes and the buses go by, and we've always gone to the event down at Albion Park, and we thought it was a great thing. But we never knew where the money went or what happened with it. And now we've seen it firsthand, and we are forever grateful for the help that everybody that donates to Convoy, what they've provided to us, so we can try and help raise Eli and give him as much of a normal life as possible.
The Illawarra Community Foundation, like, that was the best decision ever, because now you're helping a whole range of people.
Sick kids, like up to 18. It goes from young kids from just diagnosed to adults, like families that have people that are sick and not just kids anymore.
I think sometimes when you give to a charity, you can't see where it goes, you don't have any idea of the impact. But I feel like with the amazing community we've got in the Illawarra, we are living proof of the positivity that has brought to our lives, how much easier it's made our life, and what a difference it truly does make on a day-to-day basis.
The good thing about the Illawarra Community Foundation is it gets a lot of people together that give, so there's very little costs back to the system itself, so we're not taxing that part of it at all, and everything can go to those families in need and where it's needed to go.
Whilst supporting individual families facing life-threatening conditions is a focus, a big percentage of Convoy's funds support the continuing improvements to Wollongong Hospital's Children's Ward, benefiting any family in the Illawarra that visits the hospital with a sick child.
Anything that can sort of make the care of Illawarra patients easier is a good thing. If it means people don't have to go to Sydney and they can get the better treatment here, it's a win-win for everybody.
The donations enabling positive changes in the ward, which otherwise would not have happened, and it's all thanks to Convoy.
We could not do any of this redevelopment without the generous support of Convoy and the generous support of the local community. It means absolutely everything for us.
The foundation meets regularly, conscious that life-threatening medical emergencies need quick and tangible responses.
Convoy first started with the basics, which was what we needed. So they recognised we needed food and fuel vouchers. That was the necessities that we needed when Kalani was first diagnosed. And, and then when Kalani relapsed, they recognised straight away without us having to ask and without even a minute, without even losing a minute to make decisions, they granted us with travel vouchers, which we just needed to make those essential memories with her, because her life was ticking very fast from the moment we found out that she was relapsing. And and then when she passed, it was just the enormity of the funeral expenses and just giving our baby girl the best farewell that we possibly could.
Illawarra Community Foundation do such an incredible job. We also have to thank the board as well for their constant support.
Yeah, and that's led by the CEO of the WIN Network, Andrew Lancaster, and the rest of the team. They work tirelessly. They've got such a passion for where the money goes throughout the Illawarra Community Foundation, and we thank them.
Yeah, and the largest donation that the Community Foundation actually does is the Wollongong Hospital Children's Ward as well.
Yeah, very exciting. Of course, the last time that it was revamped was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would remember the thermometer on Crown Street there. But WIN News reporter Mel Russell is at the Children's Ward with Dr. Susie Piper, who's going to show us around and where the money has been spent.
Yeah, we are down here at the Wollongong Hospital Children's Ward, and usually this time of year there's thousands of people lining the streets, but today we have the amazing staff here lining the corridors at Wollongong Hospital Children's Ward, and we are getting into the Convoy spirit. Are we enjoying Convoy Day, guys? Yeah! You heard it first here, and these staff here are absolutely amazing, and they've seen firsthand what these funds and the impact that they can have. Nearly $2.5 million has generously been donated by you at home, and I'm joined now by Dr. Susie Piper, paediatrician and paediatrician right for the region. Firstly, Susie, give us an idea just where, how many kids have benefited from this? How many come through the doors?
So we have about 3,500 kids each year come through our children's ward. Some of them are just in and out quickly,
but there's others who are in and out all the time. And for those families in particular, we want to have really nice facilities.
And the stage 2 of the redevelopment is 2/3 complete. Give us a bit of a tour. Come through. Come on, guys. Join us. We're going to have a bit of an idea. Talk us through some of the changes that have happened here at the hospital.
So the first thing we did was move the schoolroom, and they've got a lovely new room with beautiful windows with a beautiful view of Mount Kira. The second stage of the redevelopment was really tricky because it involved moving a corridor. And that was the first major stage. The second stage, which we're nearly completed now, there's a few things that we've done. Probably the most important is we're building a new playroom. That should be handed over, we hope, in the next couple of weeks. About half the rooms in the ward have all been neatened up, freshened up, new vinyl, new paint. Everything's looking really fresh and bright. We're really thrilled.
And this would be very much nearly a home away from home for so many families. What sort of impact does a redevelopment like this have?
So the redevelopment has meant is that we've got much better facilities for families so that parents who are on the ward have a place where they can make a cup of tea, where they can sit down, have a break from the stressful environment.
And one of the most favourite parts of the week here for the staff and the kids is party week, so let's take a look.
I love the way you talk, you walk, you smile, your style, like now, like wow, way out, no doubt that I was gone the moment I laid eyes on you.
And we are back, and we are joined by one of the most beautiful Convoy kids, Sienna, 7-year-old Sienna here. And Sienna, look at that big, beautiful, smiling face. Sienna, tell us, what's your favourite part of Convoy?
The trucks going past.
But who needs a convoy this year when you've got gorgeous Sienna? And I must point out, we've got a Ford organised just for the wonderful Marty Haynes here. This is one of the amazing purchases as part of the funds raised from Convoy. Electric vehicles to get the kids down to surgery in what could be a pretty daunting situation. Susie, tell us, what sort of impact does it have, seeing the smiling faces of the kids when they jump in?
Look, it's fantastic. It's just reduces the stress at a really stressful time. Really good distraction. It's great fun. As you can see, we just have trouble saying they're for the kids only, not for the grown-ups.
And Sienna's going to test drive for us, but what's your favourite part, sweetheart, of having this amazing car and being able to take it for a spin?
Good.
You love it? You love it? All right. So Sienna's going to give it a little ride for us, and you get to see exactly where these the amazing funds are going. And I mean, who needs a convoy when you have the gorgeous Sienna here? And from one amazing convoy child to another, we take you to the story of beautiful little Ivy.
Hi, Marty. Where are you? I want to see you. Daddy, wake up.
Strike a pose. This is our little Ivy. She's 5.5 years old, and she's just a character and the life of the party that we couldn't live without. She brightens our day every day, and we're blessed to have her.
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold on when back down. Let it go.
Ivy was diagnosed at 16 months with mucopolysaccharidosis, better known as MPS 4A. This is a storage disorder, so Ivy's body doesn't create the enzymes to clean out her system. It actually attacks her body. So Ivy is very lucky to be here.
Want to race? I'll race you up. If Ivy can't do certain things, she'll do it her way, and Eloise and I will let her do that and make sure she's safe while she's doing it, and most importantly have fun like she always does. We've been with Convoy now for 2 years, and it's an amazing cause, and yeah, we're extremely grateful for their help. That's all right, I'll help.
You have to share your meal.
Oh, okay.
I'd just like to say thank you. Thank you to every single person that not just donates, because it's it's not just about that. It is about support, and we're just very lucky that we do live in the Illawarra. The generosity means so much to us.
Yep, thank you.
To donate, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au. Click the donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Hi guys, I'm Alexander the Great Volkanovski. If you think I'm tough, I've got nothing on these kids and their families that are battling life-threatening illnesses. So if you could please give a little something this year and help donate some money to local families, that'd be great. Thank you.
Jet was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia 2 years ago, and it was a 2-year journey with Jetty up at the Sydney Kids Hospital. It was really tough, I think, like for Jetty, obviously physically, but you know, like emotionally for the whole family, being separated for a good 9 months, financially, and just the emotions that come with, obviously, chemotherapies and cancer diagnosis.
It really brought my life down. I really didn't go outside very much after it all happened. I feel a lot more better and a lot more active and happy.
Yeah, it's been great. Jet's finished his treatment in April this year. The prognosis is really great. Jet's putting on weight, growing, and yeah, just life's returned to normal. I just feel like the whole Illawarra community has just wrapped their arms around us, and you know, it's made life so much easier with this diagnosis.
Convoy rocks! Convoy!
And just moving forward, like we hope to be able to put back into the community and help others in the same position as us. But we're so grateful for Convoy.
So good to see Jet doing so well, Lyndall, and of course, who knows, he might be playing for the St George Illawarra Dragons over the next few years. He loves his footy. And also to little Ivy, who's watching us doing Convoy at home. We absolutely love Ivy, so our love going your way.
She loves you, doesn't she?
She's a great little kid.
You would have seen there as well that Jet's ridden in the People's Truck for the last 2 years, which we'll talk a little bit more in just a second, but we have been given an updated tally. We said to you that we started the program at $500,000. Where are we at?
All right, let's take a look. We're at $615,786. Keep those donations coming in through illawarraconvoy.com.au.
Unbelievable already. Now, at the People's Truck, Derek and Nicole McMahon give the Illawarra the opportunity to get their names and business logos on the side of the People's Truck to help raise some money for Convoy. And they give people who don't actually have a truck or a bike the chance to still come down the mountain.
And the People's Truck is badly parked in our car park here at the Win Network. Bruce Roberts from Win News and Derek McMahon are in the car park with the People's Truck. Hello, Bruce.
Well, it wasn't there to begin with when Convoy began, but the People's Truck has become a mammoth part every year. Since 2011, it's raised $1.4 million, and I'm lucky to have the founder and brainchild of the People's Truck with me, Derek McMahon. It's such a beautiful day.
Oh, it's a cracking day for it, yeah. How lucky are we?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, Derek, unlike Convoy, how about you and I do some travelling and you can talk me through some of the history and some of the names that catch your eye every year.
Yep.
So, $1.4 million, you've obviously played a big role in a lot of stories. What are some of the stories you can tell me as we wander along?
Yeah, I mean, we've got families on the side here, the Star Six that are on every year, the Beauchamps, people that back up every single year and donate to us.
And this is a small contribution?
Yeah, so with $20 names for that, or there's $100 names, and the logos, various different prices for it that we people donate, yeah.
So even though it's a small thing, you can still make a big difference?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it all adds up together to make a big total. So.
And we've got Tamara up here. Tell me about Tamara.
So Tamara's on every year, so we've become quite friendly. She lost a battle a number of years ago, and we've become quite friendly with her family. So one of my favourite parts of Convoy is Eddie puts her photo on each year, and we get to catch up with him down the bottom. He drives the SES communications bus, and he gives me a big hug at the end of Convoy every year, which is really nice. So I look forward to that.
Now, you've got another angel down here on the next part of the truck that I'd love you to tell me the story of. But firstly, this is a photo, a direct representation of
Marty Haynes.
Very
look alike, yeah.
Tell me about Kalani.
So Kalani is one of the superheroes for Convoy, and she lost her battle last year, and that's a tribute to Kalani we had on the truck. And there's a number of tributes of of kids on it each year, and it's a good reminder of why we do it. Yeah.
Now, mate, this is Marty's truck. Obviously, Marty's back in the studio. He did actually want me to let you know that, unfortunately, because you were a little crook last year, he wanted to make sure that you did get your T-shirt from last year to make sure how much we think of you and the contribution that you make on behalf of the people of the Illawarra.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Good on you. Cheers.
So, there we go. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, Derek Romano, big supporter, and of course he was really crook last year. He got food poisoning just the night prior to Convoy.
He wasn't well.
No, he wasn't. So from now on, he will wear the year prior. He'll be wearing green next year with the actual.
Also, he has to be one behind.
He's one behind. Yeah, he always has been. But of course, he's one of Convoy's champions, and Convoy has a lot of champions.
Present company excluded.
From the very beginning, Convoy could not have happened without the collaboration of some very special men. They never look for acclaim, but they're champions just the same. Heading the pack is Mr. Convoy himself, Marty Haynes.
Oh, Marty, he is why Convoy's here. He bought the idea from Canberra, and he had a dream, and his dream has come true. I hope you never leave here.
His heart's in it. That's as simple as that. His heart's in it. He lives Convoy 24/7, 365 days.
Marty's inspiration dates back to 1997 and a little boy named Ryan Skanes.
I feel very proud, and I know he would feel proud. That's why I do it. It had an effect on me, big time.
Inspiration is everything when it comes to Convoy, and that's why Convoy legend Craig Duran can't find the words when he tells us why Convoy is so important to him.
It just is.
His driving force is the same as it is for Marty, a pure love and commitment for a child who deserves a better chance at life.
You can't even describe the relationship between me and Craig. He said, I'm the only one. He said, every year I've got to go with him and that's it. I don't have another choice, basically, which I wouldn't have another choice. I would always go with Craig. Words can't describe how amazing and generous and beautiful and kind he is.
One of Convoy's most colourful characters is Alan Ross.
Take one!
He lives and breathes Convoy.
Dad just loves Convoy. I mean, we've always joked about it being his Christmas because he gets more excited about Convoy Day than Christmas.
Matt Murrell took the wheel of the lead truck in the very first Convoy, and he's been loving it ever since.
He's very, very committed to Convoy.
Derek McMahon takes his role on the Convoy podium for introducing the People's Truck in the Convoy and for his compassion and support for so many sick kids.
I'd like to dedicate the truck this year to Travis Reardon and the Reardon family. Trav rode with us in 2011, and he was too crook to come the last 2 years, and he passed away a few weeks ago. They're hurting badly at the moment, and it's the reason why we do what we do. And thank the people for supporting the truck, putting it out front, and it's in memory of Trav.
Then there's the non-truckie Rob Starsick, the fun-loving window manufacturer who led his first Convoy on L-plates and has been a juggernaut of fundraising ever since.
Our first non-trucker, and now he's got trucks in his blood too.
He is Fred Flintstone personified.
Yabba dabba doo.
There are so many others that support Convoy, but these humble champions have led the charge for the last 16 years, and we thank them for their selfless contributions.
They're all highly successful businessmen in their own right, and they get it done together. You know, there's no rubbish that goes on.
Didn't you look a lot younger back in that package?
Yes, you've stressed me out over the last 12 months, Lyndall. No.
You just go back to the rinse in your hair.
Yeah, of course, you know, the camaraderie that we've experienced over these 16 years, it's unbelievable. It's not just what we've seen on screen in the last couple of minutes, but it's just everyone. It's, you know, they fight for business each and every day, and then when Convoy comes around, they just come as one.
All these champions. But we do have another one of those champions to chat to, our co-host, who couldn't be here with us today because it's Sunday and he's at the pub. Dapto sensation Ryan Cram is at the Dandaloo Hotel. Are you on the mid-strengths, Crammy?
Mate, I've been offered about 1,000 beers while I've been here, and Rob will attest I've said no to every single one. I haven't had a single beer, all right, Rob? Is that right?
Yeah, I've had not one beer. We bought him a red fire engine.
Yeah, I've had a fire engine. Now, of course, Rob, an absolute champion. I mean, on your L plates for the first convoy you participated
2013
in.
on our L plates.
And since then, I mean, you've been a massive supporter of Convoy, but of course 2020, bit of a tough and rough year when it comes to trying to raise some money.
Yeah, it was a very tough year, and everybody in business this year struggled to raise money, and everybody suffered a little bit in some sort of way with COVID. And yeah, we found it a tough year, but we still held our Cycles 300. Which we raised about $30,000, and then we raised $5,000 with the buckets that we have over the bar at the Dandaloo Hotel. So you know, we say that's a good effort still.
It's a sensational effort, mate. And right on cue at the Dandaloo Hotel, about 1,000 motorbikes have just turned up behind us, which is good. But so what do you think you can donate for us this year for Convoy? I know it's been a tough year, but
you know, even though it's been a tough year, I've had a couple of people ring me this morning, and the next lots of money that we're going to donate, I'm actually going to give it to the People's Truck, and we want signage on the People's Truck. So we had Fedora Pasta in Ferry Meadow. They donated $1,000, and we'll donate that to the People's Truck and have his sign and logo on the People's Truck. And then we had Fast Hire Wollongong. Sean donated this morning $500, and then between the team Dandaloo, we're going to donate another $15,000. Wow. And we want the signage for Team Dandaloo put on the People's Truck. So,
hey, all right.
Derek, I hope you got a lot of room to put $15,000 worth of signage on there.
That's absolutely amazing,
for us.
Mate.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for all your support. Thanks, guys. The Team Dandaloo is sort of behind us here. I mean, three families that have really come together to be Team Dandaloo, and of course, one of those families is, of course, Al, who's no longer with us anymore, Al Doherty.
Yeah, correct.
Just a few words about Al, mate, and what he was like as a bloke and a person.
Al was a hard man, and he was firm and staunch in everything he'd done, but he had the biggest heart, probably in Wollongong. So when Al was involved with Convoy and we formed the Team Dandaloo boys, we turned around and we always referred to Al, and even now he's no longer with us. We still look up at the sky on a Thursday night at having our beers and say, what would Al do? What would Al do? And we sort of still think around that scenario. But Al was just such an inspiration. He organised everything. He organised the golf day. You know, we can say it's a big loss, and we just remember him the way he was. But yeah, he was the fairest man that you could find.
And we stand here in front of his truck here, mate. His beautiful big red truck. And let's have a look at the man that Al Doherty was, mate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, Al Doherty was an inspiration, even just with the house that Convoy built. I remember Al was the man, the inspiration, the driving force that got that block of land at Vista Park in Wongawilli for us. And I remember him calling me into his office there at Ferry Meadow at the trucking of his transport business, and he in his big chair, and he swung back and he said, "Marty, I've done my job. I've got the block of land. Now it's over to you and the rest of you to have a go and build this
Do
house."
something.
And we'll check in with Sean Vickery from GJ Gardner a little bit later on about the house that Convoy built.
Yeah, of course, it's not always about the big contributors either. It's about the people who work hard year-round to fundraise and contribute to Convoy. So let's take a look.
Convoy relies on the caring and giving nature of everyone in the community. So every contributor to Convoy is important.
Contribute to Convoy to, because they help the kids. I don't like to see kids that are, misfortune or can't afford, families that can't afford to do things. So it's good to give a bit of money and help those people out.
This is the pinnacle of support in the Illawarra, to be honest, and the staff just love being able to put something back, and it's a visible way of doing it.
Some guys there have been every year and they're single operators and they donate thousands of dollars a year out of that system themselves, and the effort that they put into doing what they do for everybody else as well.
I knew I'd never be able to afford to go first, so I might as well go last. I've been involved since the first one, and every little bit helps, I suppose.
For some, it's personal.
Our family was touched with cancer a few years back, and seen some of them kids go through what they go through, and we're a pretty big family, and the amount of kids that we have, we're pretty lucky to have a healthy family, and this is the way we can help, so we'll do it this way.
Son, he's passed away a couple of years ago. It has nothing to do with cancer.
He was with me years ago when we started with the convoys, and it's a good feeling to have him right along with us at the same time.
For others, their contribution comes down to time, effort or experience.
Oh, we love him!
I still can't believe the commitment of the Illawarra community, how big they donate and how deep they go each year. It just surprised me every year.
Good to see Big Norm there, Marty.
We love Norm. He's been a contributor, and he's always in the background, but he does so much for Convoy and has done for many, many years. Yeah, we love the big fella. As long as, like with Ann Tanks as well.
Yes.
They've been there from the start since 2005.
I think Convoy just seems to bring out a special quality in people who want to fundraise. They just want to get there and do something to help. And there's too many to thank, but we are grateful to every single one of you that have contributed.
Yeah, people like Wollongong Car Carriers, Enhanced Fuels, MTI Transport, Hornby, McCabe, Gates, and the Murrell family who have led the first convoy. We all thank Mick and also Matthew Murrell. We just cannot thank them enough. We've been able to help so many families with their generosity, and one of those families is Craig Sharman's.
When Craig was just 3, we got the bad news that he had a rare type of kidney cancer.
It turned our world upside down. Kylie and I made a pact, I remember that, up on the balcony to say, whatever this throws at us, make sure we're stronger at the end. And it changes your world, and you don't realise until you're in that position what it can do to a family.
I was worried because I can't imagine a life without a brother. I would feel lonely without Quade.
It was a tough time, wasn't it? Adele, you got dropped off at grandparents' houses, and friends had to pick her up, take her to sports, trying to keep life as normal as possible. She was a superstar throughout the whole treatment. Yeah, we're so glad that we got involved with Convoy. Suddenly we had a new group of people that understood what we're going through. That day, they feel like it's all about them. It's a real special day. For everything they've been through, it's like a party at the end and a day to celebrate, where you forget that you're sick, you forget what you've been through, and they just feel like it's a day about them, which is amazing. Quade is going very well. He's just started kindergarten this year. Health-wise, doing very well. Yeah.
It makes me feel happy that people spend their time helping us. They're all helping out my family. It makes me feel really good.
To donate, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au. Click the donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Charlie has what's known as acute lymphoblastic leukemia, or leukemia as most people refer to it, and that's a blood cancer. We've got a treatment plan of 2 years to get her into remission and keep that cancer away. But it's a long treatment plan, and around 6 to 9 months of that is intensive treatment. So it is high dose chemotherapy, it is different types of chemotherapy, which I didn't even realise existed. It's steroids, it's a lot of medication that has a lot of side effects, and that's actually been one of the biggest challenges for us, is the side effects that have come from the drugs and the things that those side effects have done, which have meant she spent quite a lot of time in hospital as a result.
It's not the funniest because it's at hospital, but other than hospital, it's alright because everyone's really nice there and stuff. Once I've finished and I go home, a couple of days later I usually get mucositis, and I end up about a week in Wollongong Hospital because of ulcers in my throat. So, yeah, but after that I'm fine. So they're lowering it down a bit.
She plays down what she goes through, and she's just positive throughout everything. She finds the upside in the most horrible of days. Convoy's been fantastic. I'm a small business owner that's gone from working full-time to now spending a lot of time in hospital. So Convoy has given us some more financial stability so that we don't have to worry about things like the grocery bills or the petrol when we're stressed out of our mind going to the hospital and worrying about what's happening with Charlie. So it's been hugely helpful to us.
I like it because it helps a lot of people. And it makes people feel good as well, because when they drive around in trucks or whatever with that person's name on it, it makes them feel good and kind of special.
Literally their generosity and kindness has known no end, and I've been really blown away by how kind people have been. And when you're going through something like this, it makes you realise, it sounds cliche, but it makes you realise that you're not alone. And actually people really do care, really do support you, and they're there for you. And not just in that moment that you get diagnosed, but months and years later. And that means a lot when you're going through probably the worst thing in your life. An enormous thank you from the heart. I really am so incredibly grateful, and I really want people to know that Donate to Convoy, the real tangible difference it makes. I think sometimes when you give to a charity, you can't see where it goes, you don't have any idea of the impact, but I feel like with the amazing community we've got in the Illawarra, we are living proof of the positivity that's brought to our lives, how much easier it's made our life, and what a difference it truly does make on a day-to-day basis.
I don't really know what to say, but thank you.
Off you. More? Give me another one. I like to stroke her head as well.
Can't wait to catch up with Faye and Charlie shortly. Isn't Charlie just a little ray of sunshine?
I've got to know Charlie over the last couple of months, and Charlie constantly smiles. Even though what she's going through, she's always got a little smile on her face. And I know the team from Cleary Brothers have put a big sign of Charlie on one of their trucks and drove her in here today. So, as you said, we will look out for her and her mum, Faye, coming up in the next hour or so. But don't forget, #Convoy at home. We hope you're having your barbecue and really enjoying what's ahead over the next hour or so. Now, of course, Convoy stretches right across and up and down the coast. We've got the Burns family celebrating for Mollymook. Let's have a look. No, they're not there at the moment. We'll try and get that coming up shortly, but they are celebrating. They're having a lot of fun. Of course, as at the moment, of course, plenty of things happening. There they are. Look at some of the photographs. That's at Dolphin Point Tourist Park. I saw that photo come up on our website last night, which was fantastic. Even though they're camping, they're still getting into Convoy at home.
And lucky it didn't rain this weekend.
Oh, look at that.
Aren't you a cutie? And of course, a lot of people fundraise throughout the year. Plenty of different ways they fundraise. Here's just a few of them.
There are no set guidelines to fundraising for Convoy. Sometimes a crazy idea or conversation transforms into a fundraising success story.
Cycle 1000 was an idea with me and another friend, Daniel Hotchkiss. He said to me, I want to do something for Convoy, and I said to him, why don't you ride from Newcastle to Sydney? And he said, oh, that's not far enough. I said, all right, well, I'll bet you, why don't you ride 1,000 Ks? And he said, oh, okay. I thought he was joking, and then in a couple of weeks' time, born was the Cycle 1000. The Cycle 1000 is a 7-day, 1,000-kilometre bike riding event.
Music is a big part of Convoy's fun day, so a battle of the bands was another great idea.
We wanted to bring a battle of the bands because we've got so much local talent in the music industry. Let's stage our local talent, raise good money and help the community. It was an absolute massive success, bigger than we thought, raised a huge amount of money towards the Convoy.
Every dollar counts, but you don't always need a big event to make an impact. Sometimes it's a humble idea and some physical effort. Decked out head to toe in Convoy merchandise, Scooter Dave is a moving billboard.
Just come to pick up the bottles and that, mate. Have you got them this time, Paul?
There you go, my friend.
He spent the past month collecting bottles and cans from businesses and homes and cashing them in at the Return and Earn. He handed over $1,000 cash to the i98fm Illawarra Convoy, inspired after seeing the donation tins and paper trucks in Coles supermarkets.
Now, $1,000, It's not a big lot, but when you're collecting it and getting it from bottles and cans, that's 10,000 bottles and cans I've had to collect to get the $1,000.
There's so many ways people fundraise for Convoy, and to gather up 10,000 cans to donate $1,000, that's unreal.
I believe it's not always what people can do for you, it's what you can do for other people.
Not all heroes wear capes, some wear convoy flags. Just like Scooter Dave, other dedicated locals are finding their own way to fundraise.
Everyone has a truck licence and a bike licence. I don't have either, so I know how to walk. So I thought I'd just give it a shot.
Last year, Mary Moad raised more than $6,000 by walking 50 kilometres in 8 hours from the Scarborough Hotel to Albion Park Rail.
Everybody's talking about Mary.
Of course, it doesn't always need to be human effort, which brings in the funds.
Yeah, we sort of want to get involved in the convoy, and so we come up with the idea of racing the pigeons. It's a great charity. It's always been going all the time, and so I thought, what a great thing. We've got a pigeon truck. Let's get involved. Let's do it. Come on, let's go.
What a great initiative, Lyndall, to do the pigeon race. I think it's fantastic. And also thanks to Brett and his team at Touchdown Helicopters. They've been donating a lot of their time over years. And, of course, he was talking to us on I98 this morning saying, was it 80 joy flights through Touchdown Helicopters? So we'll work on how we're going to give that away over the next couple of weeks.
Good luck with that, Mark Rigby. But look, over the years, we've seen New South Wales Police get involved in fundraising efforts as well. Wollongong and Lake Illawarra have both been heavily involved. And two of the officers that have been doing it since the start are Senior Sergeant Stuart Arnold from Wollongong Highway Patrol and Senior Constable Kath Williamson from Wollongong Police. Hello, guys. Welcome.
Hello. Oh, good. Oh, but first of all, because every time we have a committee meeting, we always give Stuart a cupcake because he likes his cupcakes or scones.
I do love a cake,
You do. Now, Stu, Convoy, leading it on the motorbike as you do with your whole team that come together. It's not just Wollongong, it's also Lake Illawarra that have all got to come together.
That's right.
It's been special over those past 15, 16 years.
Yeah, massive. Especially for the guys in the Highway Patrol. For us, it's a very special day. Every year we look forward to it. Even the lead up to it is with all the organisation, the meetings, and then when we see all the trucks and everyone get down there safely, it's massive. It's a huge day, and all the people on the side of the road, it's fantastic.
And Kath, you organise a lot of the fundraising nights and the OzTag event with Tanya Higgins at Wynn Stadium. Yeah. Why is it such a positive thing for the police to be doing?
You know, when I first got to Wollongong, I looked at the enormity of this event, and for us to, control it and to be able to make it safe is our way of looking and being a part of it. But I thought, we have to be a part of it and participate and to raise money and create the Cops for Convoy was a really, really it was a special thing to do because to be a part of it, we wanted to show the community that we want to be there with you. Instead of policing it, we want to be there with you.
Hey Stu, what do the police get out of it from both regions?
Oh, it's in our line of work as a first responder, we've got a lot of serious situations, a lot of bad situations. So this for us, where you drive down the road and you see everyone there on the same page and you see everyone supporting this cause, it's for us, it's inspiring. It's really, really exciting for us. And the blokes are, and then the girls are washing the bikes, the cars, same as the trucks. We're getting ready like you are. And for us to get up there in the morning, we jump out of bed, we've got a spring in our step because we know it's going to be a good day. And it's just a fantastic cause.
Well, I think your biggest job is escorting the VIPs, the kids' bus down the hill.
Yeah, that's fantastic. The kids on the bus and the convoy bus and the smiles, and it's such a big day. And meeting the families and the children is just fantastic.
Stu, and both Kath, you both got kids, so when you take the uniform off, you're just a normal parent. And how does it feel for you being so heavily involved in Convoy and what you have done over all those years?
Well, I know with me, my family go up and watch the cars and trucks come down, and my children love it. They think it's fantastic, and at the end of it, you're going to give them a big cuddle. You know what I mean? Because it means a lot. I appreciate what I got, and same with you, Kath. You appreciate what we've got.
Well, it's great. It's great having you in here today. We thank you and all the New South Wales Police Force for your ongoing commitment to Convoy, and you can eat that cake, mate.
Take that with me.
It's all
Make
yours.
sure
I will take that with me.
a bottle of water. Thanks, Kath, for all your and what you do. I know you give the kids little dogs. You give them, you know, those little dogs at the end of the
It's just
journey.
our little way of being able to show that we support them and that they can come to us at any time. We're there for them on so many different levels.
Well, the kids love it. I'm on the kids' bus most years, and they love getting that at the end of the day. I've made so many little friends over the years, and I think for me, being a mum, last year it changed for me.
Yep.
And what a lot of people don't see as well is the faces on the people as we come down the mountain. Everyone's waving to the trucks and bikes, and they're all having a great time. As soon as they see the kids' bus, they fall apart, and a lot of people don't get to see that.
Yeah.
But we see grown men sobbing on the side of the road, and it really hits them hard.
And it's, of course, it's not all about the trucks and people standing on the side of the road. It's also about these motorbikes. They certainly bring a great energy to them when they're all dressed up in their gear, whether it's the minions and all that sort of stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. But we thank you two in particular for your ongoing commitment to Convoy over all those years.
Well,
and
Props
hopefully
for Convoy
it's going to
will
be
be back.
2021.
We're going to be back next year.
We'll have a take a look at how it goes about on the back of a motorbike.
Without a doubt, kids love Convoy. And one of the things they love most is seeing all the motorbike riders dressing up in fancy dress as characters they know and love.
I have to say my favourite would be, of course, Cookie Monster. Gotta love Cookie Monster over the years.
We get to dress up as superheroes, something everybody has ever wanted to do, and we get to ride flashy motorcycles and make people smile. It's great. We established Bikers for Heroes following the 2018 Convoy, and purely because we rode in our superhero costumes and got an amazing response to it. And we thought, what else can we do instead of just paying our registration fee and riding in Convoy? So we established Bikers for Heroes. We draw on the superpowers of the young sick kids that we're helping.
It's about putting a smile on a kid's face. And when we see the best dress roll down the mountain and, you know, there's Lego Man or there's Shrek. I even saw one with Thomas the Tank Engine trailer on the back. I love the posties. It doesn't matter what sort of bike it is. You're all part of it and coming together as one.
Whether you're a motorbike rider in costume or just riding in leathers and a Convoy t-shirt, the experience of Convoy on a motorbike is a memorable one.
You do get that lump in the throat and that, but you know, you just don't expect to see so many people lining up along the streets. Every year it just gets bigger and better, and we just love it.
Our family gets involved, the kids get involved. It's kind of like our second Christmas, really.
It's more so when we all line up and you hear the engines of every single motorbike, knowing that we're supporting such a great cause, it's a beautiful feeling.
Some fantastic costumes. I'll never forget when the Minions got absolutely poured on.
Oh,
it's like a wet sponge. How heavy would that costume have been?
Imagine when he was down the other end. But thanks to everyone. Of course, Bianca Dye came up with that original idea, and it certainly worked over many, many years. And while we're talking about bikes, what about the motocross shows at the Fun Days? Courtesy of Yatcon Civil and the Yates family.
Young Kai Yates had a dream, a convoy dream, where his family raised more funds than anyone before. And he could ride down that mountain in a lead truck with his mum and dad and his two big sisters. He was passionate about supporting sick kids, and he knew that Convoy gave them a day where they felt special.
It was all in Kai's heart to do this, you know, and he loved doing the FMX Jam and being a part of it. He used to dig all the tracks and get amongst it, and yeah, and all of his friends got involved, the school, and yeah, just loved it. Oh, he loved waving at the kids.
Yeah,
like
in the bus.
He just loved it. Absolutely loved it. He just stood up on the big down ramp, didn't he?
Yeah, and waved to all when the kids come in
all
on the bus.
FMX team.
On the June long weekend in 2019, their world fell apart when Kai passed away after a freak accident on the family farm. His parents remembered his dream and ensured Kai's legacy remained on the convoy that he loved so much.
When Shez and I decided to build the truck, that was 5 days after Kai passed away. And basically I just said to Shez, let's do this. Kai's truck is something so special.
Oh, that crowd, that was just unbelievable. And everybody on the side of the road with banners.
People that didn't even know Kai on the day had banners and just, yeah, it was just amazing. People coming up to us and you just touch so many people, and I guess people, you know, don't take things for granted, but every day you got your kids and all of a sudden it can, you know, be taken away and like Kai was a massive part of Convoy. Like I remember the first couple of years it rained and we were going to throw the towel in and he said, you can't, Dad, you got to do it for the kids. And yeah, so it's special.
Kai loved motorbikes and trucks, and on the day, his spirit filled that convoy arena.
That wasn't organised. It was like, I just looked at Shez and something just come out inside me and I said, I'm going to do this. And yeah, it was Kai's favourite helmet and yeah, he loved it. He was a great rider and he'd be proud looking down at that. And I don't know, something just come over me. Can't explain it. Just the convoy, feeling of convoy and love. Everyone who knew Kai loved him and he never said anything bad about anyone and he just showed love. And, you know, I guess people related to that and they come forward and showed him love and his spirit lives on. Kai's convoy dream will be there forever. We'll go again.
To donate, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au. Click the donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Hi guys, I'm Robbie Madison. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's supported Convoy over the past 16 years. It means a lot to us as a family. We lost a dear friend of ours, Kai Yates, last year, and he was a huge supporter of Convoy, as we are. But we just want to keep giving back to those who need it, the families who are in need across the Illawarra. So please enjoy Convoy from home this year. Please continue to give if you can and support Convoy and families who need it across our region. We'll be right behind you, Illawarra, and we're cheering for you. All the best to a successful Convoy 2020.
The cancer carers are extremely grateful for the support of the Community Foundation, the Convoy and the community. We're just so thankful that we've got a van there that we can fit 3 mobility scooters and wheelchairs in and take them out and deliver them to clients. It's just wonderful. And the driving service that we do, where we pick up patients individually from home and drive them in, wait for them for their treatment, take them home again, that's been a great asset to the cancer carers.
The Illawarra Week Library has been going for many years. The Convoy has been amazingly supportive to us. We have ladies who come in here really at their lowest ebb. They've just had a diagnosis that is not what we ever want to hear. They've started to undergo sometimes treatment that's quite demanding, and we always find a week to suit them. We give the first week free because we're able to do that with the support we have, and they walk out with a smile on their face, and it's just the most rewarding thing to see. We couldn't do without the support of the community organisations, of which Convoy is the most important. If it weren't for Convoy, we wouldn't have been able to refurbish it in the same way, because relocations have got costs and Convoy were there for us.
Yeah, we hope you're enjoying our Convoy at Home telecast here on the WIN Network. We are Marty and Lyndall. Of course, Cremmy will be checking in with us very shortly from Leo's place. But feel free to hashtag Convoy at Home and get onto the website, illawarraconvoy.com.au and donate.
Yeah, and during the week on our i98 Breakfast Show, we actually caught up with Bo from First Choice Earthworks, who started fundraising up in the Southern Highlands. This year in Robertson, they have given $70,000 to Convoy. And up at the Robbo pub is your beautiful daughter, Taylor, who I actually can't believe you created. Taylor, I hope you took his credit card with you when you left home this morning.
Hey guys, I am up here with the town of Robertson, who have raised a whopping $70,000. We are celebrating here at Robbo Pub, and I am with the guy behind it all. Bo joins me now. Bo, what does Convoy mean to you?
Well, to us, it's all about giving back to the community. Like, we're very fortunate here in Robertson. We're community-based, our business here, so this is our way of giving back. And us people up in here, we're very fortunate, so we're doing our best to give back to the community.
Now, set the scene for the viewers at home watching. What have you put on for the town here today?
Okay, so a few of the boys are a bit anxious to go for a convoy today. They've waited all year for it. So yesterday we washed the trucks up, cleaned them up. The boys went for a drive into Mossvale and back here to Robertson. We've got the trucks parked over there, and then we're putting on lunch for everyone.
$70,000, that is a huge amount. Are you blown away by the generosity of the community?
Oh, I couldn't be happier. The town has just been fantastic. Like, no one has been negative in any way, shape or form. They're quite happy to give to this great cause.
Well, Marty and Lyndall, I'm going to continue the celebrations here at Robbo Pub. A Snitty is waiting for me, but everyone, what do we say?
Great stuff, and thanks to everyone up there on the Southern Highlands for your ongoing support of Convoy. To raise $70,000 is no mean feat, and we thank Bo and the rest of his team. And of course, this year with COVID-19, we changed things a little. And as you've heard over the last hour or so, with the house that Convoy built, we thought we'd have a chat to the man who's behind GJ Gardner, along with his brother-in-law, that is Nathan. Sean Vickery joins us today. Sean, exciting times ahead as we build this beautiful home on a block of land at Vista Park there in Wongawilli. So, mate, we thank you and your team for what you've already started to do.
No worries. Look, it's so exciting to be sort of involved in something so huge. It's huge what this convoy does for this community, and to sort of link it in with, the trucks and the bikes, and now we can really open up the building industry to it as well, is something that we're just thrilled to be a part of.
And that building industry, they've all come on board and donated their time, their materials, and all their blood, sweat and tears for free.
Yep. So far it's been absolutely free, which is fantastic, and just the generosity is just, it's blown me away. I knew that, Convoy had some power, and this community really gets behind those people who are in a tough spot. But it's still blown me away. The generosity has just been huge.
Now, the team from GJ Gardner have done similar projects down the coast over the last few years, but to come on board with this, we know the Sheargold group through Al Doherty and the Team Dandaloo boys, they donated that block of land. How long is the process before we see an end result? Is it over the next 6-8 months?
Look, we're on site now. We're getting out of the ground. Obviously, the weather's been a little bit tough for us lately, but making some good progress.
It's a typical tradie comment.
I know. Always looking for excuses. Thanks very much. Look, we should be just about finished by May next year, and we hope to have an auction campaign then, and go to market and make some really good money for those families who need it most.
So every single cent that you make at that auction is going to go to Convoy?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And do you still need trades to come on board, or are you fairly locked into what's ahead over those few months ahead?
Look, surprisingly, we're just about catered for trades right through. However, look, if you've got something to offer, by all means, jump on the webpage and let us know. Look, it's all about keeping it local as much as possible, but we've got to get a result. We're excited about the process, really enjoying being part of it, and just it's humbled by the whole thing, really.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, the auction looks like happening next year in June, and this is where the house is at the moment.
Brick by brick, step by step, and day by day, the Convoy house is being built by goodwill, selflessness and sacrifice. Tradies across the Illawarra digging in to construct another wonderful chapter in Convoy's legacy.
As a local company, it means a lot to us. We're involved right from the start, right from putting on temporary power right through to the completion stage. So when you see the house go up for auction and the money go into a charity, then it means the world to us.
To see 100% of the proceeds from this build going to families who need it most, I think it's really important, and the people of the Illawarra always get behind Convoy, and it's so good to see the benefit in the community.
Chippy Neil Seddon and his crew jumped at the chance to get a spot on the Convoy House roster.
Well, you see those little yellow tubs everywhere where we drink at the Danloo, they're there all the time. We always put our loose change in there. To do this is really great, and each year you listen to the auction there on the Thursday, and you'd be a bit of a liar if you weren't saying you didn't get a bit of a wet eye when you listen to it, hear the result.
And it couldn't be a house without the Brickies. Joel, Chris and the boys. Young Joel's uncle, a truck driver himself. So the Convoy cause has always been close to his heart.
That's one of the main reasons why I do it, to not sort of doing it during the job, but towards the end of the job, it all gets clean and you stand back and you say, wow, I done that, and it looks incredible.
We're lucky that a lot of our builders are allowing us to give a bit of this time and help out the community. I'm just very happy to be a part of it.
Overseeing the Convoy construction crew is GJ Gardner, with site manager Darren Hanson already pumping up its prospects at auction.
Fantastic architecturally designed 3-bedroom place. It'll have a lot of the mod cons in it. Beautiful aspect from the outside. Lovely sized double garage, internal storage underneath, timber floors, a nice alfresco out the back of it. And then when you're upstairs in the main bedroom, the views that you'll get out towards the Wongawilli area will just be fantastic.
So, as the Convoy House flies towards completion, the finished product is sure to form a permanent reminder of the camaraderie and can-do attitude of our proud region whenever Convoy rolls around.
And when you see some of the guys and the families that are really struggling with it, I suppose that really hits deep while we do this sort of thing. So, yeah, I get a real good kick out of that.
And if you want any information on the house that Convoy built, jump onto our website, convoyhouse.com.au. But in breaking news, a new donation announcement from Moto City will be included with the house. And we're crossing to someone who really wants to get his head on TV.
Yeah, our roving reporter, who I dare say is I98's most attractive announcer.
Yeah, well, he tells us all that.
Yeah, Marjay Sava.
Hey, Marjay.
Hey, guys, welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic time at home. I98 Illawarra Convoy at home. Don't forget you can hashtag it right now. And I'm sitting on this beautiful Vespa, very Italian. I think it suits me. What do you think? We're going to work out a deal a little bit later. But the generosity of Convoy has been something which has been going for a number of years, and one of the organisations behind it is the team from Moto City. Troy from Moto City, welcome.
G'day, Marjay. How are you going?
I'm really well, thanks, mate. Tell me a little bit about this Vespa and what you're doing with it today.
Mate, this is a Vespa Primavera 150, and it's part of the house that Convoy built. Moto City would like to donate this in their auction.
It's a beautiful bike, and of course, once the house is finished, imagine this could be in your garage. Now, also, the generosity of Moto City is continuing with the Kawasaki, which you can still win. Tell me a little bit about that bike.
Yeah, we're donating a Kawasaki Ninja 400 as the first prize in the raffle for Convoy, so get in quick and you can still get your tickets on that.
All right, illawarraconvoy.com.au. Where does the key go for this? Just so I know. I'm going to take it for a bit of a spin. Yeah. I'll be taking this down to North Beach, so look out for me. Shirt off.
That is so Marjay, isn't it?
Please don't.
We've got to thank the team from Moto City for their amazing contribution to Convoy, not just this year, but over many, many years with the Vespa donation. And also, you'll see this beautiful Kawasaki motorbike. That is first prize in the raffle. Well, you've got until 4 o'clock to jump online to buy your tickets through illawarraconvoy.com.
Yeah, we've got some great raffle prizes this year.
Sure have.
Cool Blue air conditioners have come on board. Thank you, Graham and the team. And make sure you get online only until 4 o'clock this afternoon, like you said, Marty.
Yeah, and also the silent auction is still happening till 4 p.m. We've got that pool from Narellan Pools, thanks to Danny and Fiona Harvey. They've been donating a pool for over 13 years for Convoy. Also, Zoran and Adam from ANZ Kitchens, they've got this $11,000 alfresco barbecue. Now, a lot of people at home having barbecues, but I tell you what,
it's a fancy one.
Is a real fancy one. Let's take a look at what else is up for grabs.
Convoy's silent auction and raffle have some awesome prizes and products on offer, like a limited edition Convoy branded Fender Stratocaster guitar, a new motorbike, a classy outdoor alfresco dining area, or a sparkling new pool.
A lot of the people that bid in the auction, they're people that we've quoted, so they understand the full scope of the work, and they know that they can generally get the pool a little bit cheaper in the auction. They've got their budget, but they don't care either way because the money goes to the foundation. The day of the auction's always pretty awesome, pretty special. Fiona cries and gets emotional, and I tell her we're not bidding for the pool. She understands that because she's refreshing. And she just wants someone. She's going, oh, it's up to 32,000. It's up to 35,000, and she gets all excited and emotional, and I start crying because she's crying.
So I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, heard nothing, and then we got a beautiful email saying congratulations. It feels great to be in the opportunity that we could help them. Every year we've done our bit and showed up and made donations where we can, but this year we took the plunge and put a big donation in, and well, it paid off. We got what we've always wanted and we were able to help other people.
If bidding is too much pressure for you, try your luck in the Convoy raffle. You could snag yourself this amazing Kawasaki motorbike.
The Kawasaki Ninja 400 is Australia's #1 selling learner-approved bike. It's just another way for us to give back to the community. So obviously we do our convoy events throughout the year. We contribute with our lead bid, but just this also just adds a nice touch for us as well. Kawasaki heavily get involved too. So they give us a bike at a pretty special price, and we donate that through to Convoy.
And no matter what idea you have for your business contribution, just remember, it all helps.
Anything can help. Doesn't matter if it's the lead truck or just a little alfresco barbecue kitchen for the silent auction. Anything can help. Get behind it. Everyone get behind it.
At the end of the day, families and kids are far better off having the Illawarra Community Foundation there, and it's well supported by the Illawarra community.
Yeah, and all the silent auction and raffle prizes providers are amazing contributors to Convoy. Go to our website, which is, as we said, illawarraconvoy.com.au.
Yeah, thank you to each and every one of you. But look, it always comes back to why we actually do this. We do it for the kids and the families of the Illawarra, just like the McLean family.
Ruby's 6 years old, typical little girl, anything pink and purple and all those sorts of fairies and all those sorts of things. But she also loves the footy, so loves the Dragons, and Zach Lomax is a favourite player.
And I like the Butchers.
And she loves the Butchers too in the local footy, so she's a girly girl, but she's a little footy girl as well. Rubes has got spinal muscular atrophy, type 1, which is a muscle weakening and wastage condition. So it affects all gross motor skills, muscles in the legs and upper and lower legs, arms and respiratory system. So she has a lot of trouble coughing, clearing her throat, anything like that. Up until about 3 or 4 months ago, Ruby was fed through a peg overnight with calories, but she has been getting stronger because on a treatment for SMA at the moment, and it's
And we've been packing me blueberries.
I've been packing blueberries, but she's been on treatment for SMA and it's been working, and she's able to eat and swallow a lot better now. So she's fully orally fed now, which before a couple of years ago she was 100% peg fed, and it's just slowly built up over the last few years. So that was a pretty good milestone just to get her off the peg feeds.
All done, Dad.
It's unbelievable the work that people put in and the money that people donate. They probably don't get to see the rewards day to day, but the people who do receive that generosity really, really appreciate it, and you make their life a whole lot easier. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for supporting this convoy.
To donate, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au. Click the donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Hi, it's Zach Lomax here. Playing rugby league is tough, but for little Ruby, everyday life could be much tougher. Please donate to Convoy and help kids just like Ruby.
Nicholas was diagnosed with leukemia in January 2018.
The first 3 months was very difficult because we were going through the diagnosis side of things, so we weren't sure how bad it was going to be and what the treatment was going to entail. The next 6 months after that was a lot of hospital visits, a lot of overnight stays. As parents of a sick child, you have to get up in the morning, you have to get dressed, you have to go to the hospital, you have to do what you have to do. At the time, we were spending a lot of time up at the hospital. I was away from work. So the financial benefit that we had it made a massive difference. The other things that we got to go to St George Training Day one day.
It's kind of cool, yeah, and you don't really get to see this much often.
And then on the weekend, Nicholas was lucky to toss the game coin.
Well, it was kind of a little bit nerve-wracking.
It's those little things when you are down, when you don't know what's around the corner, that just pep you up that little bit. It's opportunities that we wouldn't have had any other time. As of January 2020, Nicholas has ceased all treatment, all medication, and is doing very well. We can't thank the Illawarra community enough. What they've done has helped us immensely. Let's get together and help the next family.
Great news for Nicholas. Welcome back, everyone, to Convoy at Home here on the WIN Network. We'll have a look at a donation so far. Jump onto our website, illawarraconvoy.com.au. We might flash something up on the screen now if we've got it. Yeah, we might.
Tally.
Well, a lot of people are donating, which is fantastic, Lyndall. So we'll continue the donations right across over the next couple of days as well.
Yeah, we do know it's at $705,412. So thank you so much to you guys.
Yeah, we thank you. Thanks, everyone, for that.
Yeah. But look, we do know that some cancers have a higher success rate than others, and how good it must feel for parents when their children become well or in remission. But sadly, we know it's not always the case, and sometimes these beautiful kids don't make it. In 2018, we lost little Kalani Ebbs.
She was born just the most beautiful, precious, just perfect little child. We had no idea how quick and how soon our whole world was sort of going to start to fall apart. And then it was literally, we only had a few minutes to process, and we had to start making sort of life decisions on behalf of Kalani. When you're signing consents that your child might not even come out of surgery alive, is just the worst pain that any parent could go through. As a parent, you wish you could take your child's pain away, and you know, Kalani was so young, she didn't understand what was happening. I guess she just thought that was life, you know, surgeries and needles and chemo and radiation, and it's just not fair. Like, it's not fair for any child or any parent. She loved having her family around her, and she made us all stronger. Family life was hard and hospital life was hard, but I guess hospital life gave me that, just gave me that precious time that I really appreciate, just spending with Kalani every day, despite, you know, all the pain and suffering she went through. That was our time together. Being there as a community together to support each other is what Convoy is all about. It's a team effort. For us now, it's a day where our beautiful girl is almost resurrected for us, because she obviously can't enjoy Convoy anymore. So, you know, it's a day where our community just remembers our beautiful girl again, and she, you know, we're all reminded that she's still here with us every day, even if it's not physically here with us, and that's why Convoy is so special to our family. Convoy still continues to be here for us. Convoy never leaves a family. They follow you throughout the rest of your life, and you know, and so does the community, and that's, you know, that's what we appreciate the most, and that's what we're the most grateful for. When I see her around me in this house every day, that's what reminds me to just continue to be humble, to give back, and just be grateful for everything that our family did receive. And it's just a reminder as the children grow older as well, that their baby sister was here. We were blessed to have her here with us, and they need to remember how beautiful and how strong she was.
And that's why we do Convoy. for families like Kalani's. Yeah, it's very tough to watch, but it's very real. And that's why we've got to keep going and doing the work that we're all doing to raise the money to help those in need. And of course, keep the Illawarra Community Foundation running in our region. Not just here in the Illawarra, but of course we stretch our arms and we wrap a lot of people up in, whether it's Bega, Cobargo, back in Bateman's Bay. We do it up and down our coast, and we're able to do it with the donations that you kindly give us each and every year.
You know, one of those families that we have been able to help, Faye and beautiful Charlie, don't look at me, you're going to make me cry again. You are a little ray of sunshine, and we're both following your Facebook page, Shine Like Charlie. Faye, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Oh gosh, that's hard to follow.
Yeah.
So Charlie was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia or blood cancer, as I kind of knew it before, in May at 9 years old. So it's been a roller coaster of 6 months in 2020. And here we are today with you, which we never thought would be happening.
Dear Charlie, getting here today to the studios of the Wind Network, of course weren't able to do Convoy, but you were able to go and ride in one of the Cleary Brothers trucks with your name over the side. How was that?
It was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially because I was sitting next to my sister, and we just saw like the motorbikes in front of us and our car behind us, and it was really fun.
Well, we can see that on screen there, your photograph there on that beautiful Cleary Brothers truck.
And hopefully we can take you next year in the big convoy as well.
Yeah.
You want to do that? Yeah.
Now, Faye, of course, you've had great support since the news broke.
Yep.
Yeah, incredible the amount of generosity that's you've shown just from your little region.
I was worried. We committed to $1,000 fundraising, and I didn't know how we were going to get that. And I thought we were going to have to do a lemonade stand outside the front of the house. And I think we made that in a matter of like an hour. And we're up to just over $11,000 now. And we've just had phenomenal support. And it's rolling in as this is going live. So, big thank you to F45, who we both train with, that have been incredibly supportive. Heaps of my clients. There's just amazing generosity, and we've genuinely been blown away by the kindness of people in our community, and actually far further afield than that.
And you've been documenting a lot of Charlie's journey on the Facebook page, Shine Like Charlie. What was it for you that, I guess, came about this Facebook page? Why did you want to share that journey with everybody?
It was because I realised how much we didn't know about leukemia and childhood cancer when Charlie was diagnosed, and we've learnt so much. And something that is really important to me is to share the good, the bad and the ugly. And I think it's important for other parents to be able to read those stories, but also for our friends and our family and the wider community to actually understand what goes on when a child gets diagnosed with something like leukemia. It isn't just sitting in a lazy boy chair with a needle in your arm for an hour and feeling sick after. There's actually significantly more involved in the treatment, and I wanted people to really be more educated on that.
Of course, some of the money that the Illawarra Community Foundation raise through Convoy goes to the Wollongong Children's Ward, and Charlie has to go up there a little bit, as we saw in your little story. Have you had to go at the little cars yet?
No, but I'm excited to have a go.
Well, I just want to cuddle you both, but I know we're not allowed because of COVID. But once all this is done, Marty and I are going to come and give you a big snuggle, okay? And hopefully you can do Convoy with us next year.
That would be awesome.
So, Faye and Charlie, thanks for joining us as part of our Convoy special. And this is why we actually do it. Everyone has lost someone special, and when it's a child, it's devastating, but it's not always a child.
No, sometimes the loss of a parent can be just as devastating to a young family. And this year we lost a much-loved member of the Convoy family, Michaela Brisbane.
She was a beautiful soul. She always liked to help people. She was my daughter. She could be a rat bag too.
She was an amazing partner and an amazing mother. She just did what she did and never let a day get her down about it. She had alveolar soft part sarcoma. Hers affected her bone, her soft tissue, and it was also meant to be slow growing, and hers moved pretty rapidly. We tried so many different treatments and nothing seemed to work. and whatever did seem to work was not good enough for her. The medication she was on would make her sicker than what the cancer would.
It broke my heart. Yeah. You know what? I wish that it had been me that went and she got to stay, because she was a beautiful person and she deserved to have a life.
Rare cancers need awareness. It is so hard to fight cancer when you don't have many options. Sarcomas and any rare cancers don't have enough options and awareness, and we desperately need awareness.
She was very open about what she was going through, and she wasn't trying to hide it from anyone. She wanted people to know exactly what it was like, and I liked how honest she was about it and how open we both were about it, and still open about it. And I know that she would always want us to carry that legacy on for her.
She was so determined to keep fighting, especially for her kids.
Indian Reef, I'm so proud of how brave you two are. I'm so sorry that you have been put through this. I have so much guilt that I shouldn't have, but you need to know how much I love you, and I'm fighting so hard to be here for you two. You are both my rock and my inspiration, and I love you both.
She was so strong, it was never an option to ever give up. Sorry. She wanted to do whatever it was going to take to stay alive for her children. They were her absolute world.
But we're going to make her memory live on through her kids, and they're always going to know who their mum is, and they'll always support her for who she was, even though she won't be there for them. I'll do what I can for them forever. I'd like to say thank you for everyone that has reached out and helped and supported us through our journey, and still supporting us to this day. Everyone needs to get behind and help as much as they can for people in our own community, because without the help, it can be a struggle, a real struggle. And what everyone is doing, for Convoy and everything, is just, words can't describe how much it helps and how thankful the people that are involved really are.
Thank you everybody in the Illawarra and everywhere for everything that you guys have done. It's been amazing, and I really don't know how to thank you enough.
To donate, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au. Click the donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
I think the thing that I miss most about the Illawarra is Marty Haynes' dad jokes. Haha, that's not true. Well, sometimes, but I miss Convoy. I miss it so much. It is such an integral part of the fabric that is the Illawarra. And I remember when someone first told me about Convoy and what happened, I thought, oh yeah, some trucks come down the mountain and they raise some money. Oh yeah. Never could I have been prepared for what that convoy of trucks and that gathering of people and what it did to that community. I've never had anything so emotional happen in my life as those days when I came down that mountain with the rest of the Illawarra and saw the looks on the faces of those kids and the lives that were changed with the money raised. My God, it's a force to be reckoned with. 16 years of Convoy, over $16 million raised. Unbelievable. It's Bianca Dye, and I'm sending all my love to everyone. Happy Convoy Day. Hashtag Convoy at home. You matter. And you really do. Mwah. I miss you all.
Hand tool, you sit, you wait.
Piper was born with a condition called GOT syndrome. She's gene negative, so there's only about 300 cases in the world and less than 10% of those are gene negative. So she's probably 1 or 2 in the world. We were originally told by the geneticist that if she survived to the age of 5, that they may be able to come up with some more answers. But obviously, given the rarity of her disease, there's not much they can do. She's just like any other kid. She just wants to have fun. She wants to participate in everything. Yeah, she just does her best at everything she can. You definitely feel the love, especially on Convoy Day. But anyone who sort of knows Piper and meets Piper knows her association with Convoy, and they'll always give her a smile or give her a wave or say that they've seen her on a TV commercial. But she also likes to give back, so she did the birthday party last year and raised money for Convoy. They raised a couple of $1,000, and then again this year. Piper loves Convoy Day, especially when they come down the mountain and you see all those people and the fact that they're just there for you and they're there to support your family and your children. It's something that money really, as much as it puts a price tag on it, it really can't. It can never equate to what it feels like.
Yeah, gorgeous little Piper, and she had her birthday only, what, a week or so ago? Last week, and raised some serious money for Convoy at her little party. So we thank her for everything she's done for Convoy. And of course, the story prior to that of Michaela Brisbane, an incredible soul, and certainly our love goes out to her family and to Harley and
to Indian Reef, the kids.
Yeah, we're sending much love. But of course, Michaela, she loved the entertainment that happened at our Family Fun Day each and every year. Of course, she got so heavily involved with with Shepherd.
Yeah, and then last year the Veronicas were supposed to leave and they stuck around just so they could meet her. So that was really special for her as well.
And of course that couldn't happen without the generosity of BlueScope, who really back what we do on our Family Fun Day, and that's been so special. I mean, I always get a kick when I come over that hill on Spring Hill Road and see the entrance to BlueScope, Lyndall, when you see that big Australian flag and then the big flag flying right opposite is the Convoy flag, and it always puts a smile on my face, even if you're stuck in traffic. It always goes, wow, it's Convoy time. And even on the day of Convoy, when we go down Spring Hill Road around past BlueScope, the amount of employers out there supporting and clapping, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and joining us today, the GM of BlueScope, David Bell, welcome.
Thank you. David, we've got to thank you and all the team. We know you bought about 2,500 shirts this year. I didn't think you could wear so many.
Yeah, we bought them and we try and we give them away to our employees and our partners, and we asked for a gold coin donation, and I think this year we got $1,779.50 this year. So
and also on the big gas cylinders. Yeah. On Masters Road, not Masters Road, it's more Five Islands Road, you had the emblem of the big Convoy logo on.
Yeah, we're trying to, yep, shining through.
Why is Convoy so important to everyone at BlueScope?
Oh, I think it really reflects our love of the community. You know, we want to strengthen the community for the future, and it's special for all our employees and our partners. We love being part of it.
And we know why we've got you here as part of our big telecast here on the Wind Network is that BlueScope, yourself and the rest of the team, want to make a donation.
Yeah, we'd love to make a donation, and 2020's a strange year, so we thought we'd have a bit of fun and try and turn 2020 into something good out of 2020. So we'd like to donate $102,000 and 2020 on the end. So we'd love to do that.
Well done. Thank you. David, thanks to you and Mark and all the team, Michael and all of them there at BlueScope for your kind donation, not just this year, but of course years gone past. And we couldn't have the entertainment without support of BlueScope. So thanks very much.
We appreciate it so much.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you. And you can still donate as well. Here's how.
To donate, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au. Click the donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, thanks BlueScope once again for their ongoing contribution to what Convoy is about. We hope you're enjoying Convoy at home, and as you can see over our shoulder, there he is. He thinks he's Robbie Madison or Troy Corser or the Wiz Wayne Gardner, but he's at Leo's place because Leo had sent us a message about having a party at Oak Flats, Lyndall.
He's having a street party, and he gave everyone a list of criteria. They all had to get their Convoy shirts, and they're all part of the lolly jar as well, the guessing competition. But Crammy's out at Leo's house. What's happening down there, Cram?
We're down at Oak Flats. I'm at Leo's place. This is little legendary Leo, and I've got the Convoy helmet on, which you can win as part of the raffle or silent auctions. That's happening at illawarraconvoy.com.au. Entries close and raffle tickets end on sale at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But this is little Leo, and it's behind us, you can see.
Hello.
His party is happening. He's got a jumping castle, water slides. Why did you put on a Convoy party, Leo?
Because Convoy is my favourite time of the year, and I love.
You love Convoy, don't you?
Yeah, and I like giving money to the sick kids, supporting them, and be by their side.
And you've helped do that today because you've had a couple of things raising money. You've had the lollies in the jar, the guessing competition.
Yep.
You've had that. What else have you been doing?
I have the sausage sizzles going on, the free bouncy castles, the water one, and the kids one, and the giant sumo bashing one.
I saw that there. Someone wanted to take me on that, but I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got the helmet on. And you've been having some billy cart races as well. But now, before I race and beat all the other kids, I hear you're pretty good with your dad jokes, Leo. So
yeah.
Give us your best dad joke. Go on.
All right. Why didn't the vampire suck Taylor Swift's blood?
I don't know. Why didn't the vampire suck Taylor Swift's blood?
Because she had bad blood.
Of course, one of her songs. All right. Now, I'm going to try and beat the fastest time in the billy cart today. This is your billy cart. What's the name of the billy cart?
The Convoy cart.
The Convoy cart, all right. And your dad, Nick's, got to push me today, all right? So here we go. Good luck.
Good luck, Dad. He ate 10 sausages.
No, I didn't.
10 sausages?
No, I didn't.
No wonder it's so heavy.
Ready, set, go! Woo! All right, here we go, Leo. Happy Convoy Day. Convoy at home.
Happy Convoy Day to you too.
You guys in the studio, guys.
Hi, Dave Faulkner here from the Hoodoo Gurus. We had a ball playing the Illawarra Convoy last year, 2019, and we'd like to wish everyone a happy Convoy Day, 2020. So please donate. Give generously to help families with life-threatening illnesses, and have a great day.
Yeah, the Hoodoo Gurus were absolutely outstanding on stage last year, and they performed for us for absolutely free, which was fantastic. And then you saw Crammy with that helmet on. That's been donated by Superior Nutrition and Car Brothers, one of their donated gifts for our silent auction. I think it's about $500, but jump onto our silent auction section through illawarraconvoy.com.au.
Well, it's going to be worth a whole lot more with Crammy's sweat in there as well. Yummo. Now, Win News anchor Bruce Roberts is with the regional manager of Coles, who have been such a huge supporter of Convoy, Peter Anderson. What's happening out there, Bruce?
Oh, Lyndall, they've been so generous. Once again, we have literally managed to snag a snag here at the Convoy live site. And Coles has done a remarkable job over the past 6 years. They've fundraised a remarkable $500,000. And as you said, Peter Anderson joins us now, who's one of the managers. Now, Pete, one of the things before I actually get the whole team, in fact, let the whole team come and join us now as well, because I know it's a collective effort. Although you're from Coles, this is a group of volunteers who work for Coles. This is you out of the best, of your own heart.
That's right, Bruce. So we've got 1,380 team members and some of them are here with us today. And we fundraise every single year, and we had a fantastic year last year, but this year has been even better with the challenges we've had.
Now, you've given me this beautiful tasting sausage. It's not just sausage sizzles that you actually do to raise the money.
Yep. So one of the main fundraisers we have is the cake stalls, and again, we have our Convoy champions here. They're also our bakers, and these ladies and gentlemen here, they bake at their own homes, and they bring all the cakes in, and we sell them within our stores as well. And it's just a fantastic effort.
Now, mate, there's been just under $500,000 over the past couple of years that you want to add to that total today.
Yeah, we do. So we're very proud, and on behalf of 1,380 team members here in the Illawarra and the South Coast, our donation today is $156,000.
Wow.
So $156,000.
Well, I've got to say, Pete, I know we're not supposed to be shaking hands. I will sanitise straight away. But thank you very much to you. Thank you to the team. It's amazing, and I know it makes a real difference. And that real difference, the $156,000, it means so much to families. One of those families is the Northey family. Let's have a look at Eli's story.
Eli has a number of conditions. When he was born, straight away they found that he was having breathing difficulties. So they put a tracheostomy in for his breathing, which he still has. During the surgery to put that in, that's when they found that he had neuroblastoma, which is a childhood cancer, an aggressive form of cancer. And his treatment for that is a couple of rounds of chemotherapy, and which has caused the tumour to shrink. And right now we're just currently watching the tumour. It's unsafe at the moment to remove because it shares a common wall with a carotid artery in his neck, and it's deemed too dangerous to remove at the moment. We were told at 3 days of age that there's a good chance that he's not going to make it. At 3 days of age we got him baptised, preparing for the worst.
It's been hard. It's been hard for us, but also hard for our other children as well. Getting a diagnosis of cancer at 6 weeks old was crushing. It was absolutely devastating to us.
He's so brave. With what he's going through, for us it breaks our heart, but for him, he really doesn't know any different. To him, this is just a normal life. The daily cares that we have to do to help manage his trachea and to keep his airway open, it's tough. It's really hard on Jenny and I each day, but he smiles and goes along with it and thinks that that's normal life, it's beautiful. Convoy came when we needed them most. Even though that obviously Medicare covers a lot of things, it doesn't cover a lot of his treatments. We've been out of pocket quite a bit. We've been blessed by the support that they've provided us. Having other families through Convoy that have been on our journey, that know what it's like, that have been there for us, it's really special, and I feel really blessed that we have that connection.
Thank you for helping families like us in the Illawarra that need assistance with children that are unwell. It's a great honour to be part of the Convoy family now, and we're very, very grateful.
To donate to Convoy 2020, visit illawarraconvoy.com.au and click on the big donate button and follow the prompts. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Would like to say a massive thank you to i98 and Illawarra Convoy. We've got Tough Tide here. He's all better now. We're in remission, but we would like to say a massive thank you because we were in a really hard position a couple of years ago, and Convoy helped us support Tide and help us get through our toughest time. So just like to say a massive thank you. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
It's been a Convoy donations week like no other, but that didn't stop the community from digging deep. This week, Piper Williams continued her generosity to the cause, giving back on her birthday. Living with an extremely rare syndrome, Piper's faced more hurdles than most, but her huge heart had her swapping presents for Convoy donations.
Piper started this last year. She just wanted to raise money for Convoy because she knows how much that it's helped our family, and she wants to give back and help others.
There was also an outpouring of support from local venues across the region. The Illawarra donating $2 from every Convoy beer sold to the cause. First Choice Earthworks in Robertson rallied their community to raise $70,000 for the Illawarra Community Foundation.
We just want to help people. Like, there's so many people that are unfortunate and not as lucky as us, and life's hard. So that's the great thing about the Illawarra Community Trust.
Coles stores across the Illawarra got creative with their fundraising efforts, pounding the treadmill to ramp up donations.
Our last chance for us to have a bit of a fun day, get the customers involved, a few more donations, just make the most of this last week.
We visited an entire Albion Park street decked out in Convoy colours, flying the flag for a special 2020 Convoy at Home. And in nearby Oak Flats, there was Leo Sergi, who rallied his street to come together for a special Billy Cut fundraiser.
We hope you are enjoying Convoy at Home here on the WIN Network.
What a week it's been. You can still donate. We're going to be leaving donations open for another week at illawarraconvoy.com.au. So please spread the word. If you know anyone that hasn't been watching today, make sure you let them know that they can donate for the rest of the week because we're keepking that open.
Yeah, we'll have a look at one of the tallies so far. We'll pop that up. Wow, $910,576.
It's amazing.
Wow. We do know many people up and down the coast here in the Illawarra, down at Bega. Also, I think we're going to be checking with someone very shortly. There, Burra Lake, there's
Hello,
a family
guys.
down there. So we thank them for their ongoing support of Convoy and hope they're enjoying a Convoy at home with the barbecue happening.
Yeah, look, there isn't long to go on the show, but before we do go, it would be remiss of us not to thank the many volunteers that make Convoy and the Illawarra Community Foundation possible. We just couldn't do it without their passion and dedication.
Convoy relies on volunteers from all walks of life to help out every step of the way, from the humble bucket collector to the foundation chairman and every task in between. Volunteers make the Convoy machine tick.
It makes you feel really proud, like you just get goosebumps knowing that you're doing good in the community and knowing that, you know, the less fortunate, you know, are getting a helping hand from what we do.
What makes a volunteer want to give up their spare time to help others?
Those families need our support, and my way to give back is just to be here.
I've had a family member or a close friend affected by cancer, and I just would like to help out.
When I was really little, my best friend died of leukaemia. She was 8. We had 4 years together through school, and it just goes all the way back to there. That was the 60s.
The girls in the Convoy shop love their work. They don't just sell merchandise, their empathy and compassion helps Illawarra families in times of need.
They share their stories with you, and it's just a really comfortable place.
Their efforts this year also dedicated to a much-loved colleague and friend, Danielle Crotty.
Last year we sadly lost beautiful Danielle. She was a beautiful volunteer, beautiful person. It was really... Sorry.
Their kindness and generosity indicative of the spirit of Convoy.
We wouldn't be Convoy without our volunteers. It's as simple as that.
I wasn't expecting them.
It is Convoy at home, and our volunteers, we love them all. They're down there at the Convoy office right now until 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
They just give it their all. That if you can get the chance to walk into that premises there at Albion Park Rail, their energy, their love, their spirit for Convoy is unbelievable. You walk in there and you walk out with a massive smile on your face.
And a lot of them have their own story to tell as well. They've been touched by a lot of the children and the families that we've seen today, or they've got their own story. So if you do get a chance to pop down to the Convoy office, just have a chat with one of them.
And of course, we lost Danielle Crotty, who was very close to me. It was a very personal friend. And her little boys, Peyton and Lawson, 8 and 6, they donated. This morning when we were on air with Crammy at $400 or $490 towards Convoy.
Because they've been very good boys, so they've got a lot of pocket money.
And we do know that they are watching down at the Convoy office, and Big Trent is one of my closest mates. So our love is going to you three. And of course, your mum, boys, was such a special person. But we know we're crossing to someone who also loves Convoy. Let's cross to Big Al Ross. Ross Transport donated $58,000 to our cause. And there we're at Alan's place. We had to go to Alan's place because Alan paid $50,000 last year or the year before for a Convoy specially made pinball machine.
He's a madman. And we've got True there as well. Hi, True.
Hi, how are you?
We're good. You've got the whole family there. Marty's been raving about this pinball machine for so long. Can we have a look at it?
I think we're trying to get through.
Yep. There it is. I'll show you.
There's a surfboard that he bought.
Wow.
With all the lead trucks.
That's our surfboard. And there.
Oh, wow.
And there's the Convoy pinball machine.
Wow.
That's incredible.
And you're having fun there at Dad's place?
And then, yes, we're having lots of fun. And then we've just got our other surfboard, Convoy surfboard, in the pool with Batman.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, as you know, those images reinforce the strength of celebrating Convoy at home. Yeah, True. That looks fantastic.
Yeah, and thank you so much to everyone in the community. We do want to grab Mark Rigby, though, our Convoy manager. Riggers,
come on, Riggers, come up onto the set.
Get you in for a second.
He works very hard behind the scenes to put Convoy. And of course, he's got 2 little boys himself, and it's always a pretty tough task, mate. You have to go to the families, you have to deal with a lot of the the sadness, a lot of the happiness. As we said, those volunteers are so good with what they do.
Oh, it is. I get that call, or their job to call all these families every month. I'd say about 80% of those calls probably end with the families in tears because they're so happy that we actually get to support them, and it means so much. People don't realise food and fuel vouchers and stuff don't sound that sexy, but it makes a huge difference to families. And I've got 2 kids that I just look at them and think, wow, this could be my kids. It could be anybody's kids that this happens to. So it means a lot.
Now, we want to know about a tally so far. We know we're going to keep the donations still going across today and
we're going to open it for the rest of the week, which we don't normally do. So what are we looking at?
We started at $500,000.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud to say I've been running upstairs like a madman all day checking the figures. We've just actually eclipsed $1 million in this 2 hours. So,
that is so good, mate.
So thank you to whoever has donated. I've been watching all the donations upstairs. There's some big ones that have come through, like Impact Garage Doors just dropped $5,000 a while ago. But it's not only the big donations. There's 50s, there's 100s, there's 30s, there's 20s. It all makes sense. It all adds up to get this figure. So
that man is a big contributor.
There's so many people that do so many things, as we've seen today, and we just can't thank anyone enough. So.
No, and of course, as we continue Convoy into 2021, and hopefully we're back onto the streets of the Illawarra and showing everyone, the shine of the trucks and the bikes. There is one particular person who there's Ann Tanks, who's been with us from the start. There's also Glenys Payne next to her, Keely's mum.
Yeah.
There's so many people who are heavily involved in what Convoy is about. And as Mark said, and Rick said, it doesn't matter whether you're dropping $1 into some of the big donations like Coles, $156,000. That brings that team together and shows the spirit what Convoy's about.
And I want to thank both of you as well, because you have both played such a huge part, and you in particular, Marty, in Convoy. We saw Craig there a minute ago, who is such a huge integral part of it, and Paul Maccabee, who has put today together, he and his whole team. Thank you so much to you guys as well, because we couldn't have done it without you.
No, and to all the team at the Win Network, everyone who's worked tirelessly over this last week to present a great 2-hour package of what Convoy's about. We had to do it differently, being COVID-19, and this was a great way. So to Bruce and Judith and Gordon, and also their kids, Andrew and Genevieve, we thank you so much for letting us show what Convoy's about through the network, Win Network. I'm starting to get rattled on my words now, but it's great. I think we're going to go and have our Barbie now. So to everyone who's been part of it, the journey over the last couple of hours, enjoy Convoy at home, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Illawarra.
Thank you for everyone for supporting Convoy. Thanks, Illawarra.
Thanks, Illawarra.
Thank you. I don't really know what to say, but thank you.
Thank you, Illawarra.
Thank you, Convoy.
Thank you for helping families like us.
I really don't know how to thank you enough.
I'd like to say thank you for everyone that has reached out and helped and supported us.
Just want to say a big thank you to everyone in the Illawarra for coming out and supporting us. And obviously this year's different, but your support still means the world to each and every one of us.
I think all we can really say is a great big thank you.
Thank you. We love watching you all from the side of the road.
I couldn't thank everybody enough, and especially the Illawarra community.
Oh, a great big thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for helping on the side of the roads and cheering our trucks on and motorbikes on as we go down the mountain. It's amazing.
The spirit is still alive. Convoy will never die. And get ready for next year. It's going to be bigger and better.
We'd really like to thank Convoy and the Community Foundation for their wonderful support to us, and we'd really like to thank the people of the Illawarra for their generous donations.
Thank you so much.
We thank everyone that helped our family, and now we're hoping to give back.
Thanks, Illawarra. There's no place like home.
I can't thank them enough.
Just want to say a huge thank you to the motorcycling community for backing us with Convoy.
We're just so grateful and so thankful.
We should be thanking them. They're the ones out there supporting us, like from the beginning right through to the end.
Thank you, Convoy!